So today, let's continue with the upcoming features we already know for the iPhone 15. As I've said already before, there is loads of information already out there before even the iPhone 14 is out. And one of those features that is coming is USB-C is finally coming to all iPhone 15 models all the way up to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I want to share all the details about the iPhone 15 over the next few weeks of everything we know so far, and I also want to give you guys the starting details for the iPhone 15 release date and price with specs as well. Now, first of all, there's going to be some of you saying the iPhone 14 is not even in our hands yet, and you're already talking about the iPhone 15, and Apple haven't even started working on this product yet. Well, I can tell you now, you are far from the truth. Apple work on many of their products years prior before they're even released. For example, the first iPad was worked on in 2004 with some prototypes that you can see here in these pictures, and it didn't actually come out for another 6 years later in 2010. In fact, the same first generation iPad Air model, Steve Jobs sadly died in October 2011, but in an interview with Tim Cook in 2013, the same year that the first generation iPad Air came out, Tim mentioned that Steve Jobs was very proud of the iPad Air design, even though he had sadly passed away 2 years prior. I think you're getting it. Apple are constantly working on products that are coming out over the next few years, and at the moment they're already working on the iPhone 15. So let's talk about USB-C coming to the iPhone 15 models. So as mentioned in a previous iPhone 15 video, we know there's going to be a whole new design coming for all iPhone 15 models in 2023. However, one other big change is after 10 years, Apple will be finally dropping the Lightning port connection on the iPhone 15 in favour of a USB-C port. Now, we've had reports from two of our most reliable leakers out there, starting with Mark Gurman earlier this year saying that USB-C is being tested for the iPhone 15. And we also had another report coming from our other most reliable leaker out there, Ming-Chi Kuo, saying the same, that USB-C is on the cards for 2023 in the iPhones. However, there has also been pressure elsewhere, like the EU pushing for Apple to switch to USB-C or refusing to sell iPhones in the future. But to be honest, it does make sense for Apple to move over to USB-C, as practically most of their devices now have this connection. For example, all the iPads bar one at the making of this videos use a USB-C connection, and also all the MacBook Pros and all the MacBook Air as well also have at least 2 USB-C ports, and the same would say like the iMac and the Mac Mini, so it does make sense for the iPhone to move over too. Now, before I continue on, now is a good time more than ever to mention that all reports and leaks that you're seeing here are not 100% proof that they will come true with the new iPhone. I can only present to you what reports of information are out there. However, if you are watching this video, then you're as curious as I am in knowing what is going to be said about the next generation iPhone anyway. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the release date and prices next. Now, it's super early to talk about the release date, however, based on the last 12 years of history, we have a rough idea of when the iPhone 15 will come out. So if we go back to the iPhone 4S in 2011, this classic iPhone came out on October 14th that year. Then skip a year to 2012 with the iPhone 5, it was September 21st, 2012. Then let's skip a few years ahead of that to 2016 where it was the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus, and the release year for that was September 16th. In 2019 we saw the release of the iPhone XS on September 21st and the XR on October 26th, and last year, for example, with the iPhone 12 models, the release dates were October 23rd to November 13th. Now, mainly you can see release dates have either been kind of mid-end September to kind of end October if there's something special coming out or something a bit different. The main exception was back in 2020, and that was with the iPhone 12, where actually the phone got released a little bit later in October time, but mainly this was due to COVID. But fast forward to 2021 with the iPhone 13 and also the iPhone 13 Pro models, it came out on September 24th, which is back to the normal sort of time we get an iPhone. This year for the iPhone 14, the event is happening on September 7th, so it's very likely that pre-orders for the iPhone 14 will be available on Friday, September 9th, and basically most people have iPhones probably in their hands around September 16th, what is a little earlier than previous years. But I think you get the message here. For the iPhone 15, the target sort of time will be mid-September 2023 for the release, unless there's a massive problem with components or another pandemic happens, for example.
So then guys, just recently this channel just got over 400,000 subscribers and I did a giveaway for a MacBook Air M1, and if you want to see who the winner was for that MacBook Air 1, check out my other video on my channel where I announce who the winner is. But the great thing is guys, I am doing another giveaway on this channel and it is for this. This is for a 14-inch MacBook Pro, and this is with an M1 Pro chipset inside it, the 8-core one with a 14-core GPU and a 512GB hard drive inside. And I'm going to be giving this away now to one lucky subscriber when we get over 450,000 subscribers. And to enter into this international giveaway, all I need you guys to do is put down in the comments below of what Apple gear you're planning to buy or other technology gear in 2022. Put it down in the comments below. And also guys, if you are brand new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell, because when we get over 450,000 subscribers, I'll be announcing who the winner is of this MacBook Pro and you won't want to miss out on that video. Now something else just want to quickly say, sadly still on YouTube there are lots of scammers and spammers out there, some of them even impersonating myself, telling you to WhatsApp them or to Telegram you or other means as well. Ignore them, or please do report them. It would really help, because we don't want scammers and spammers getting their way here on YouTube. Well guys, with that out of the way, let's return back to the video.
So next of all, let's do a summary of everything we know so far, including the prices for the iPhone 15 to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and also all the details about the specs too. So as I keep repeating myself here, it is very early days, so a lot of these specs could change over the next year when the iPhone 15 does come out. So starting out with the normal iPhone 15, it will be about a 6.1 inch OLED display again, with a resolution of 2532 by 1170. However, it is most likely that the original normal iPhone 15 will finally get a ProMotion display this time around, which is really good news to hear. We will get 6GB of RAM inside it, and the starting storage will be 128GB, and that will all going all the way up to 1TB of storage. It will be coming with an A16 chipset, well, it's the same chipset what's inside the iPhone 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, and this time it will have a CPU of 4 efficiency cores, 2 performance cores, and a 4-core GPU core setup inside at 2. The body will be an aluminium body, there'll be a dual camera on the back, and the battery will be very similar to what we have right now. It will probably be about a 3095 milliamp battery size, and that base model of this iPhone will be 128GB, coming in at $899 US. We will also be getting the iPhone 15 Max. This is the largest standard iPhone. Again, 6.7 inch OLED display with a resolution of 2778 by 1280. Again, one of the enhancements will be that 120Hz ProMotion display. We're going to be getting that same 6GB of RAM, storage of 128GB all the way up to 1TB. Again, that same A16 chipset that I talked about, and that will be a CPU of 4 efficiency cores, 2 performance cores, and then also a 4-core GPU. The body again will be aluminium, dual camera setup on the back, and I also must mention as well that it's most likely it will be getting that hole punch and also that kind of pill design on the front of the normal iPhone 15 and the 15 Max this time round on the iPhone 15 models. The actual battery size will be a 4352 milliamp battery, and the base model will be 128GB, coming in at $999 US. After this, let's move on to the iPhone 15 Pro models. So again, there will be a 6.1 inch model, and again that will have a resolution of 2532 by 1170, an OLED display, a ProMotion 120Hz display as well. This time we'll be getting 8GB of RAM, and the storage options will start at 256GB all the way up to 2TB this time. There'll be an A17 chipset, the next generation, inside it, and again this will have 4 CPU efficiency cores, 2 performance cores, and a 5-core GPU as well. The body will be made out of a titanium design. There'll be a triple camera setup on the back, however the optical zoom will be a 10 times optical zoom this time, and there will also be that LiDAR sensor. The battery will be the same as the normal iPhone 15, so probably about a 3095 mAh battery size, and the base model will be the 256GB model, coming in at about $1,099. Then finally we have the biggest iPhone, the most beastie of iPhones of all, and this will be the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It will be a 6.78-inch OLED display with a resolution of 2778 by 1280. Again, it will have that ProMotion 120Hz display inside it, 8GB of RAM, storage from 256GB all the way up to 2TB. Again, that brand new A17 chipset inside it with 4 efficiency cores, 2 performance cores, and also that 5-core GPU. It'll be a titanium body, like I mentioned before. It will have that triple camera setup, and it will also have that 10 times optical zoom inside it, what will be a big new feature, and it will also have that LiDAR sensor too. The battery will be a 4352 mAh battery, and the base model of this with 256GB of storage will be coming in at around about $1,199 at this stage. So this list of specs for all 4 iPhone 15 models is very early of what we know so far, and it will continue to grow over time. And if you want to get more of a complete picture in the future and also the latest on leaks and reports, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. But for now guys, it's time to wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please make sure you hit the like button. And I will see you guys really soon with some more iPhone 15 information. Take care now. Bye bye.